Hi everyone and welcome back to another video with me Shruti Vashist from enlightenmentcourses.com. So in this video we're going to be speaking about the August predictions for ascending souls, for those souls who are on the path of self-mastery and that's their predominant vibration, that's their main focus in life regardless of whatever else they do. What is happening for them? And there's a big conjunction that's happening in the sky right now as I'm filming this towards the end of July. But because it's one of those bigger conjunctions, it lasts, it's going to last for 15 more days into, you can say for 2 more weeks. It's going to be very strong in August, but you'll really be feeling the effects for a whole year because and if you don't know astrology, don't worry about this. I'll be explaining it simply, but for those of you who know astrology, I'll be mentioning some terms. So regardless of your background with astrology, I think you can follow this. But basically, I'm talking about the Uranus, North Node and Mars conjunction that's happening in the sign of Taurus. And yeah, what it means for those souls that are ascending. So it's not just for the regular public, but exactly what are we going through. Because it's kind of like when it comes to consciousness, we're at the cutting edge and we are the ones that are channeling and bringing certain frequencies on the planet that others are not, if this is your focus in life. So what is that? What is the new potential that's landing? That's what I'm going to be speaking about. So before we get into that, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you like this kind of a subject, if you like the predictions that I've been doing for the past few months. And check out my personal services. They're listed on my website. You can work with me personally through Skype and all kinds of other ways. I have different types of services. I also have online courses that you can study by yourself. Lots of different manifesting courses, lots of courses to come into your empowerment and enlightenment. So check all of them out below this video. The links will be there. Okay, so what I want to say is that today I have 3 points for you. So let's just dive in. Now, the sign of Taurus, which is where this conjunction is happening, is related to certain themes, and I didn't deliberately do this, but I found that the 3 themes that came up are related to the sign of Taurus. Taurus rules very physical things. So it rules things like the food that you put in, money, your relationship with money, being a provider. It rules like the clothes, it rules beauty as well. So it rules the things that you possess, like whether that's the clothes that you own, the things that surround you, like the things that surround you in your home, etc. So that is what Taurus rules. And yeah, so the first point, and this came through quite strongly and I wasn't expecting it, but the message that came through is that stay clear of any chemical or artificial influences. Despite feeling tempted, you don't actually need them. This is the influence of Rahu, Uranus and Mars. So Rahu is also called the North Node. So if I use those terms interchangeably. So Rahu, Uranus, Mars, all of these planets are explosive and they're about exerting your will, that sort of stuff. So if you are attracted to certain chemicals and artificial influences and you are tempted to do that, then it will cause irritation in the body, it will cause agitation and straight up invasion in the body in some cases. So stay away from those things. Instead, if you're feeling that urge, usually it's about expressing ourselves and it's our expression hasn't found the right vent, it hasn't found the right channel, so we need to channel it somewhere. So find what that is the higher aspect of this conjunction. So instead, Uranus and Rahu are also innovative. They are cutting edge technologies. They relate to these themes: innovation, cutting edge technologies that are based in nature and the natural order. They are related to spiritual technologies, and spiritual technologies are landing through you. So spiritual technology doesn't mean necessarily that you're teaching everybody how to levitate or something like that. It can be quite simple as well. It's just the simple wisdom that you channel, like I'm sharing in this video, and for you it'll be different. It'll be through the work that you do, it'll be through the person that you are, what you're interested in. Even the choices that you're quietly making that nobody knows about, because when you're shifting your energy, it shifts the energy of the collective, and that energy becomes more accessible to others when they're going through a certain choice that they need to make. then they become more brave about it. It's like, you know, that's how the collective changes as well. So you're bringing in spiritual technology, how to heal, how to change, how to make the right choice. By right choice, I mean choices aligned with truth. But what the theme that is active right now is really about these things that are related to Uranus and the North Node, which, like I said, you know, things that are cutting edge, things that are new. It's like doing old things, things that have worked, but in a new way. So, um, yeah, it's difficult for me to find examples right now because I'm not. This is a message that I channeled. It's not related to something that I'm going through right now. Sometimes I give you my personal examples, but whatever that means to you. And perhaps in another video, once this becomes more active in my life, I will speak about it too. The more personal example. So the second point, sustainability and expression in the world is changing. So your expression in the world is changing. If you are on the path of ascension, if you are one of those that is bringing through new technology, spiritual technology, or one of the first people who brings it as it becomes available for us to do so, then you will be finding that your expression in the world is changing and it's becoming more sustainable. So in my life, I can give you a personal example of this because this has been happening. It's changing through my clothes, through I don't feel the need to accumulate so much, and to even the past things like all the clothes and possessions that I've had, I feel a need to sort of get rid of them, um, and or not use what I had before, what seemed to be working just fine, you know, even until a few months ago. And I'm now feeling just this need that things need to be more minimalistic, more sustainable, and even the clothing choices, like the clothes that I've been buying recently, are more organic. It's like based in organic cotton and linen because that's what works. Where I live in India. It's a hot country. Most of the year it's hot. These are the fabrics that work, and they're you know, sustainable fabrics as well. And they're also free of any harsh dyes, so even the dyes, and so they're a lot more expensive, but at the same time they have a lot more quality. So I'm really finding myself like my whole style is changing. I don't feel like wearing anything else, like not completely not wearing anything else, but for the most part I just feel like wearing that, and that feels much more like me. So in a small way it could be happening for you. This could be, you know, changing up things in your home. It could be your food. It really can just be anything. But what I'm finding also is that our expression is changing, and part of that of course is, you know, our hairstyle, our clothes, the way we speak, the way we carry ourselves, all of that is our expression, and even the work that we do. But what's happening essentially is that your unique vibration, this is related to Uranus or Uranus, and your values, it's becoming aligned with your values, and values is what Taurus rules. So this theme has been ongoing for a while, but you know, during such conjunctions where it's active for a few weeks, it becomes more explosive, it becomes more obvious to us, and sometimes we'll grab onto the first thing that we see. So we're feeling a certain energy, like in my example, you know, I'm feeling the need to change up the way that I express myself, the way that I dress. I wanted to really reflect exactly who I am, like my soul blueprint. It's not just about, oh, you know, this looks good on my body, but it's combining those physical aspects of what my body type is, the colors that look good on me. As you know, we have skin undertones. Some people are cool toned, some people are more warm toned, etc. So certain colors that suit us, certain things that suit our body. But it's not only about that anymore. It's not even just our physical personality and the hobbies we have, and expressing that in our clothing. You know, for example, some people say that my style of dressing is bohemian or boho or something, but even within that there's so many things. Like, what is boho really, right? So when you go at the soul level, it's when we know our soul vibration, when we have delved that deep, we know our exact soul vibration. We even know the colors of it, we know the quality of it, we know the symbols associated with it as well. Then that can come through, and that's really all that we need. So we're feeling the need, it's becoming more exact inside of us, that this is how I'm exactly unique, because Uranus and, you know, this conjunction, all of these planets are sort of hammering that in. So even in our outer, because these planets are explosive and about expressing yourself out in the world as well, So they're sort of inviting us to do that. But like I began this point, I was saying that sometimes we want to just grab onto everything that, in the physical with Taurus and with these planets in Taurus, like we do an excess of it. But it's more about feeling that explosive energy, allowing it through the body, and then making small choices, step by step. That's what Taurus is about. So for example, in my instance, you don't need to buy a million clothes and change up your whole wardrobe all at once, but pick a few key pieces and bring them in every month. That would be a good way to go. So it would be the same for you. Find out, feel into where your outer expression is becoming more aligned with your inner values, with your soul values, and your soul exact blueprint as well, not only your values, but what you are at a soul level. Are you expressing that in everything, through the way that you express yourself, whatever that means to you? So your unique vibration and expression in very physical ways is changing. So so far, we've known it to that I might know that I'm a certain type of soul, but I'm not necessarily going to office dressing like that. But there are some ways in which you can play the different roles that you play in society, whatever role you're playing, formal, informal, and the different things within it, and still really portray your own unique vibration. So that's what's becoming possible, evident now, and it's kind of fun as well, because these planets are sort of fun. Then the last point I have is that our relationship with money is changing, and we also with being a provider. You've seen this balance play out and become more aligned with your spiritual and internal desires. So for example, your relationship with money, like some people are too much into saving, like they can't spend, they become stingy, and other people are exactly the opposite, they are not able to save at all. So this is about becoming balanced, and you'll be feeling an explosion of energy in a new direction. But at the same time, it's not about going crazy with that. Like you are supposed to, that energy becomes available to you so that the new pathway will definitely get channeled. Like it's like this burst of energy and you can't contain it. So you will find yourself doing something new with regards to this Taurus energy of being a provider, of handling money, your relationship with these things. And living sensually as well, like surrounding yourself with luxury, which can mean spending money, or it can mean just things that of value, that are of value to you, things that are aligned with nature as well. Taurus also rules nature. But this is becoming more balanced, but at the same time, because new pathways are you might find yourself flowing in new ways with your relationship with money and physical things. So that explosive energy doesn't mean that you have to overdo it in the physical. It's more about getting all of it out, feeling all of it, and allowing those new innovative ideas to come through, and that new creative flow to come through, those new values and choices to come through, basically, and living more sensually. So in my case, when it comes to being a provider, I have a lot of friends who, for example, have families, they have children. And recently I've been finding people who really had a lot of responsibilities in their life, whether they were married or not. They were looking after their family or pets or whatever, one way or another. And this isn't so prevalent in my life. It hasn't been so prevalent in my life, and I had this desire inside of me. It's not something that I created by myself. It just came through to to become more responsible, to become more of a provider rather, and to find new ways to do that. And suddenly I found this cat, and I think I've spoken about this story very briefly before in another video, but a new kitten that I found just below my house, and the kitten had an accident and the mother abandoned it. It was just 5 weeks old, and now, long story short, is my pet. So this is the first time anybody in my family's had a pet. I wasn't planning on this, but now I have this responsibility. I feel like a new mom almost. Part of my finances, I have to go here, I have to plan around this kitten, even time wise, whenever I'm outside with my friends, there's this sense of guilt that's there, which I'm trying to balance. But essentially, it's new energy when it comes to being a provider. It's a new channel. So this is also now landing at the next level. So this happened a few months ago, and now our relationship with money and being a provider and the new balance, the new pathways we're finding here. This can also mean land as well. You know, if you've recently purchased property or changed home or something like that, or have had a desire. So the next level of these desires is landing now. And with the message coming through for us is, don't lose vision of what is possible, that first desire that you got. So in my case, you know, I thought that maybe this responsibility is going to come in the form of like a child or something, because I remember channeling messages for myself at the beginning of the year, and one of the messages was, you're going to have a son. And I was like, how is that going to be possible? You know, like, it doesn't look likely at all, like within a year, anything like that. But now I have a cat son. So a male cat came into my life, and that's how I feel. I feel like a mom. I'm a cat mom, basically. So that first desire that you had, you know, of being a provider, whatever it is in your case, a new relationship with money, maybe being more abundant, maybe being able to save more and look after the people in your life more, or doing more for yourself, inviting in more luxury if you haven't done that. Whatever it is, that is possible, that vision and your first desire. And be patient, keep that first desire. Don't just think that it's not possible because of whatever you're seeing in your physical reality, because a lot is changing but it's not fully landed. So be patient and observe what works in the physical with regards to these desires, what is stable and what is long term. So these desires, find the quality of that desire rather than the physical thing. Like, you know, in my case, it's not about like a physical son, like a human son. It's more the energy of being a provider and providing for another life form, which did happen. But whatever that desire is that you have, it's landing in small steps, and it's becoming more seeded on the planet, and it'll happen through the course of 1 year from now, because that's how long the North Node is still in this sign, and Uranus is another slow moving planet, and Mars is just there for a while. But it's, you know, all of these planets right now in a tight conjunction are really bringing through that desire, that energy. But it'll manifest slowly and take seed through the course of the year. So I hope that makes sense. So because Taurus is a sign of patience and slow, being slow but enjoying what you have, enjoying sensually, being present with what's there and enjoying the moment, and just enjoying being in body and the things that you have already, just sort of savoring that. So that's how we're supposed to, uh, that's the approach we need to have with our desire. So observe that as this desire is unfolding in whichever form it's there in your life, what is stable and what is long term. You're learning this. And Rahu is desire, and it's becoming physical in the sign of Taurus, because Taurus is physicality. So we are becoming responsible and balanced. We're having responsible and balanced habits, but also luxurious living is a part of this. So we don't need to accumulate a lot, like in the previous point, sustainability. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with having luxurious things, with even spending lots of money. But it's about choosing those things that are exactly aligned with our soul, because that is what lasts. You know, those are the things that will last you your whole lifetime, because when you really know what you are at your core, your personality is not going to change and shift so much. There'll be parts of you, of course, that change, but the core always stays what it is throughout lifetimes. We're feeling very, very innovative right now. We're getting these innovative ideas. So hold on to those. You can note them down and just, you know, keep reading them once in a while, like every few months, and you'll see how that energy has landed more and more in your life. Another thing is that if you know a little bit of astrology, check where Taurus is in your chart. So for example, I'm a Cancer rising, and Taurus is my 11th house, which rules network circles, the internet, media, this work that I'm doing now as well. So that is where this energy is active. From my moon sign, which is Aries, Taurus is the next sign, which is the second house of money, finances, stability, stuff like that. So that's what it's impacting. So if you know a little bit of astrology, you can check what in your life is changing, and whatever, even if you don't know astrology, if you're observing all these things happening and you know in which areas of life, then know that this is something that will last long, for years, because Saturn is involved in this as well. And yeah, that's all really that I want to say. Just be patient and observe. It's a time to, those things are becoming physical. It's like, you know, light is becoming more physical, but you're observing how it plays out in the form that it's present now. And you're mastering it like that. And through the course of 1 year from now, you'll really see physical manifestations land. So I hope this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you're going through any of this. These are my predictions for August, because this energy is most prevalent in August. And yeah, that's it from me. And please like this video, subscribe if you are new here, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.